IVM.
Oh, banks! There might be thousands of banks everywhere, but still, what can be more convenient than a bank that fits onto your phone? Jupiter is a digital-first bank which aims at making all aspects of banking basically a breeze. Now, I don't have to worry if I forget to do some bank work and only remember it in the middle of the night again. I just open my Jupiter app and in just a couple of taps, tuck, I'm good to go. Be it opening a new bank account or tracking your monthly spends or getting reward points for transactions on the app, Jupiter is a lifesaver that has made banking as easy as taking your phone out of your pocket. Regular old banks are such a hassle in comparison, so use Jupiter. Just visit the Jupiter.money website to find out more or download the Jupiter app on Android and iOS to get started. कृपया ध्यान दीजिए, the language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen yaar, don't be so conservative. Let me first begin by saying welcome to Cyrus Says. I hate saying that. I've been saying from the beginning, let's never begin shows with welcome to. It just sounds like you're 3 and your audience is 1. Anyway, welcome to Cyrus Says. I have something in my mouth, that's why that happened. I have a pill. I'm taking a pill to avoid pregnancy. Brought to you by Jupiter, a banking app that helps you master your money. And before I introduce our guest, our panel, let me quickly tell you that I can't take the lies anymore. I'm going to politicize this entire show. I'm going to sound like Ordner because I'm saying I every 5 seconds. I. But enough of lies. Too many lies out there. For example, and this is true, most people believe that the Bengal tiger is the biggest tiger. He's not the biggest tiger. The Bengal tiger is under 500 pounds for the most part. Mostly closer to 450 around that area. In fact, the African lion and the Bengal tiger are about the same size, and they are much smaller than the Siberian tiger, the Amur tiger, of which there are only 500 left, who are well over 600 pounds and sometimes go up to 850 pounds. Aakash will tell you that, as someone who goes to Siberia and plays with tigers. So don't talk to me about animals if you don't know how much they weigh. Some moron on the internet was talking about leopards being bigger than jaguars. Leopards are much smaller than jaguars. Jaguars are 220 pounds around as an average. And your African leopard is about 160, 170. Indian leopard, whatever's left of him is 120, 130. It's all to do with our carbohydrate food, yeah. Our food has got too much ghee and oil and all that, so they get fat and not muscular. I don't want to get into that, but you screwed up our animals with your stupid diets. So please change your diets. But the question that I'm trying to raise here, the relativity of everything. Okay? The Siberian tiger is huge in relation to the Bengal tiger. And I spent $44 on Bhel Puri yesterday, and some idiot spent $44 billion on buying a social network. So don't talk to me about money. Okay?
If you're a cricket fan, check out Edges and Sledges, India's favorite cricket podcast.
The podcast focuses on Indian cricket, the IPL, and has a ton of banter both on and off the field.
We talk about the week's biggest cricket stories with current and ex-international cricketers, coaches, or sometimes just between us.
And it's hosted by me, DJ.
Me, Varun.
And me, Ashwin.
New episodes release every week.
You can catch us on the IVM Podcast's website, app,
or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Check out the Edges and Sledges Cricket Podcast.
It's so embarrassing when I hear this. Aakash, you talk about this for a second. Don't you feel useless? You read 44 billion, he's bought Twitter. Humne kya kiya life mein? I just don't feel like living after that.
I don't know where having 44 rupee bail is. That's more interesting to me. It's more achievable than Twitter.
I lied. It's $40 in Malabar Hill charges more. It's not 44. But he gives me extra puri and all that, which is good
great.
for everyone except diabetics. Yeah. Always a sweet guy. Yeah. The one thing, whatever you say about UP politics, now when it comes to Bhel Puri, they're always generous.
Yeah.
I mean, Yogi Bhai himself gave Bhel Puri to everybody apparently during the elections. And Abbas is already angry at the mention for some
I thought that was a euphemism.
No, Abbas is thinking of joining out the game Bhel Puri. I'm joining them.
Abbas is the Prashant Kishore of our studio.
Yes.
He helps us align.
Join, no.
I'll advise everyone. I will not join you officially.
But this, I think it's a good thing. Let him buy Twitter. अपने को क्या है?
हो गया?
I'm saying if he's bought, it's good only. Yaar. Listen, see, this way, no, at least you can point a finger at the guy who you think is responsible. Yeah. Who did you know on this board?
That's true. That was just exactly.
The board owned less than 2% of the
also now,
so in India, we have the same thing. You can point a finger at 1% in India also because that's good. Democracy
but
is
also
a useless thing.
It's 1% is also but easier to manipulate or like make do something than like a whole board of people also, no?
But I'm sure he'll have people working
that's
under
now Elon
him.
Musk's problem because he can't use the whole board as an excuse. This is what people do. They bury you in bureaucracy and say, "Sab log ka idea hai, mera idea nahi hai."
Exactly.
It's typical. But
the ownership is
I'm just worried that like political powers will be easier to. They just know. Okay, I have to just contact Elon Musk and get him to do something.
I heard
But they already have that, right? Like,
is it true he's starting an erotic version of Twitter called Titter? TIT.
I think it might already exist. It might
apparently
already
Twitter
exist.
is all a thing, man. Twitter pe there is no censorship of porn and all. So there are accounts that share.
Oh, Rishi is suddenly woken up. When you said he's shaking his head like a mad dog, even berserk. 100%.
Once,
Amongst Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter is the most lenient and
I told you, Prashant Kishore of our studio.
Yeah.
Anything you want to ask, you ask
But
him.
again, so like part of why Elon Musk bought Twitter it was because he says like I'm a free speech absolutist.
Yeah.
So the free speech thing is very important.
He
to him.
actually, in
so
spite
now
of not
what-
being a-
does all this
also
porn
against-
content
No.
and like hate speech does
Yes,
that
because
continue?
that's his point. His point is that, Donald Trump is no fan of, but you shouldn't take him off. His whole
Yeah.
point is
But
everybody,
speech that is-
neo-Nazi, let him speak. Terrorist,
Correct,
Al-Qaeda,
but-
let him speak.
But where does that
Indian
stop?
Indian politician is
But where
draw the
does
line,
that
but
no,
it's-
but where does that
it's
stop,
saying-
right? Like, can you talk about like child pornography? Can you talk about like all these like things
So
that
you
are
can.
not?
You
What?
can
Do you
talk
like it or
about it. You can't
Yeah.
fucking make it or
Show
share
it.
it. It's very different.
Yeah.
If I say,
can put it
if I
on
put
your
it-
But
plate.
like like things that are like definitely going to be inciting hate. Definitely hate speech.
देख,
hate speech.
इसमें ऐसा है कि hate speech तो clearly illegal है for different purposes under a criminal code.
But in
Yeah.
India, it's
But
not
he's
so
saying-
clear.
No, so
but
again-
here he's saying कि देख bro, जो भी bot account है, जो भी ये सब
वो तो
spam
निकालेंगे।
account चल रहा है, वो सब
हाँ,
बंद करेंगे.
वो तो करेंगे।
So if people individually, if a guy with his own name, if he can link it back to his own name, that's the thing that didn't right. If
Yeah.
it's accountable and you can
Yeah.
go
Yeah,
back,
that's true.
फिर देखते हैं कितना क्या
Yeah.
फ्रीज किसनो hate speech बोलने
So
के.
that does this
Also,
mean
but
it's
it
You
legal?
have
doesn't
the
actually-
right to voice your opinion,
Yeah.
and then after that, the repercussions are
Yeah.
not clear.
और इसमें
But
इंडिया आता ही नहीं है.
India-
क्योंकि
yeah,
इंडिया में
yeah. India
Twitter
में
दूर है bro. तू जीप पे बैठ के कुछ
Correct.
भी बोल सकता
India,
है.
only
No, and-
opinions are in English news channels.
No, but also
Other
like
than no opinions.
also Twitter in India is controlled by our Indian authorities also. No, like
To a
we have
great
our
extent.
own set of laws.
Twitter
for
in India
social
became
media
like poor
and
St. Xavier's
we
College,
can post
the
online
liberal
and all.
bastion in the 80s and 90s. Now they are scared, and rightly so. All educational establishments are a little scared. They
Yeah.
come to the
No, but
committee.
if he's going to get rid of the bots, does that mean it's the end of the IT cell trolls in India?
no.
I mean, they'll find a way.
They'll
I think.
probably find a way around it. But
Yeah.
I think like the way he was talking about it, because I read on couple of I've been following this a lot. What I understand is he wants to make it so that if you're saying something, it goes back to you. That's the upri that
Yeah.
comes out of all the conversations he's having.
You
'Cause,
as in the account
like,
holder.
if you are tweeting something as an account holder, it should fucking be.
So
able
you
to
have
come
the
back
right to freedom of speech, but you must accept the consequences.
Yeah.
That's what the point is.
Okay.
But it's right in
So
a way.
nobody will be banned.
No. So nobody's banned. But if you say something which is going to cause trouble or whatever, then you have to face whatever the repercussion
But
of
now
that
there'll
is.
be the edit
What?
button.
Which is
so
what?
you can just go back and
There's
edit
no
what
one
you
fixed
said
rule,
also.
yeah.
Draft history भी तो देगा. क्या
Now,
बोलूं?
for example, you make a sexist
wow,
comment in America
correct,
where
yeah.
it's a very
Correct.
dangerous place to make it.
Yeah.
You're cancelled. You know that
Yeah, but
happens.
that's not a repercussion. It's
No.
it's
so
not, and
he's
then
not,
you can come
he's
back
not going to
2
say
months
that, look,
later.
I give you a free platform, so you shouldn't be cancelled. Right or no? You've done it, you put it up. I'm taking sexism because it's a tamer subject compared to some of the couple of subjects we could have got into. But
Yeah.
Also, it's a dude panel today.
It's
so,
a dude
yeah.
panel. What do we know about sexism? Our bitches, what do we know?
But the Siberian tiger thing reminds me. I was in Tadoba, I told you last week, and I was talking to some wildlife researchers there. So they are basically working on Save the Tiger project and all, and they were telling me this.
Still? Okay.
Oh yeah. And they've done well also.
Gone up to 3,000.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they've
think
done really well.
They've done well.
Tigers
yeah.
are above Parsis.
So he was basically telling me how the Siberian tigers are in a different spot of trouble
500.
because they're not able to find enough food to eat. Because earlier, there like the whole that's what he was telling me here. Like in India, for example, near Tadoba, somebody will kill one hiran, okay, and the village guy will think, okay, I'm gonna eat this one hiran, and it's my thing, and me and my friends will enjoy, and it's the end of the story. But that one unit reduces the probability of the end consumer, the actual consumer, which is the tiger, not getting any hiran.
Okay.
Because like one gets culled from the herd, so the herd is more likely to
Demand
still have
supply
attrition.
issue, yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
also possible they kill the weaker one or
They
weaker
don't
hiran anyway.
necessarily
that's
kill the
Kiran.
vehicle. But like in Siberia,
Yeah.
because it's such a big animal and because the ecosystem is not having enough, it's a chain thing. So if one thing gets killed, it has like a ripple expanding effect.
And they
all
don't
the
have
way
too
to the
much
top.
option. They have boars, a few type of deer, and then after that they have nothing much. They go for the bears, which are very big and
Or the
dangerous.
kids.
Or then the humans. But imagine how disrespectful they are to humans. You're the last choice.
Yeah.
Itna ganda khana. I will only eat you. It's like when I eat vegetarian because there was no option.
like leopards.
Abbas, there was no option.
Right.
Leopards come into human society and still take dogs away.
The poor things.
They're
Yeah.
not humans.
Yeah. Because they know कि इंसान खा के पेट बिगड़ता है.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
But,
It's all the गर्मी.
but coming back, just a very clear
Yeah.
myth. I don't know you guys into animals, Aakash and I are, but I don't know why people just send out statistics and figures like Bengal tiger. Bengal is not the biggest guy. He's cute
Yeah,
little small fellow. He's like a lion slab,
That's
Matunga tiger.
nationalistic pride, no?
Yeah, yeah.
Bengal
Oh,
pride.
सबसे बड़ा है.
Abbas,
हमारा सबसे बड़ा.
Abbas hates the government so much. He dragged him into this. The one
Not-
time you're not being political.
No,
But
no.
the entire
There's
show.
this
Not the
time.
Bengal government. Bengal
Yeah.
government.
Hey, are you guys going to get into that thing that's doing the rounds? That the
Why?
3 teams at the bottom are the non-BJP teams in IPL?
Oh yeah,
really?
no, yeah.
Kolkata, Mumbai and Chennai. काय करते हो?
But what's scarier is that there are 7
IPL teams. Oh.
But Sunrisers is not. Telangana is also not
That's
yet.
true, that's true.
And
But let's
Prashant
wait.
might be working with the Telangana guys. So
It's
let's
just
see.
a matter of time.
Yeah. प्रशांत भाई मतलब ऐसा है हाँ, मतलब उसका ऐसा है मतलब वो बोलता है तो लोग सुनते हैं.
No, but he has performed. He has a few elections where he's performed against the run-of play, he's given you votes or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. You believe there's a science to all this? Because
There
there's
has
like
to
Hindi
be.
films.
No,
in
no.
Hindi film, there's a successful formula, really. Who won't be successful?
No,
Look
but-
at the big players.
Correct.
Why will they ever make a bad film? Unsuccessful film?
But
rather.
Hindi
They
films, in fact, have gone for formula and have suffered for it.
That's what.
But that's not the right place. I mean, like politics has different rules to it. Like even if you see Malayali movies, like they're great movies, dude. Like they're such well-made films. They still adhere to structure and rules of filmmaking,
Yeah.
if not to a hit.
Comedian is the hero. That's the one part of India where they accepted it. यहाँ पे हम लोग का item number बन जाते हैं. It's not fair. You come in, Johnny Lever gets a small track as a
Yeah.
mechanic for 2 minutes. How much?
You can be
shame?
hero's best friend at best.
Hero's best
You
friend.
can.
Kapil Sharma tried, but he didn't work as a leading man.
No, but then what they do is if for Filmfare Award, they give the hero the best comic role, even if he's not comic. But he's in that comic scene. Because they want him to
make
attend.
everyone win something.
Yeah.
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 It's very funny, and then in the interview they'll talk about the counterpart actor who is the
Yeah.
actual person who
Yeah,
should have
yeah.
gotten the award,
Yeah.
and be like, "ये तो senior है, इन्होंने guidance दिया, इसलिए मैं जीता."
He's
And the
the-
guy,
yeah, exactly.
By the way,
that
we've,
guy is not even getting parking for in the film fair.
We've covered 2 topics very slyly
We have.
Yeah,
in the
but
first.
no,
But let's get back to
But
Prashant.
good.
Yeah, let's get to
Prashant
Prashant
Kishore for
yeah.
a second.
Prashant
So
does
to
not
set it
want
up.
to work
Because I
with
think
Congress.
Aakash,
No, to set it up.
Aakash has got some data which
Yeah, correct.
Insider data.
Some
Yeah.
WhatsApp university.
To set it up is basically Prashant Kishore was in talks to join the Congress as an official worker
Yeah. Okay,
to basically
I would
lead them
like-
into the next
yeah,
election
correct.
and change the party and overhaul things and change in leadership if needed. And he had like listed all these things that he recommended that would help the Congress achieve that and fight the BJP, because the main intention of everything that he was proposing to the Congress was to defeat the BJP with the help of other
So right now they first have to defeat
like
AAP
like-minded
and smaller parties first.
No, but they were like they wanted to join like-minded opposition parties in order to चलो BJP को हराना सबसे बड़ा काम. तो he had proposed all these things, but it didn't work out, and he has not joined, which I think is a lost
But
opportunity for the Congress.
the one main thing was that he didn't want the family in charge. That would be a little tough, right?
Yeah.
For them to swallow.
That definitely
and
was
he was very
difficult for them
clear
to swallow.
about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was
No, but I mean, when somebody's coming and telling you, hey, you guys are great, but you guys have sucked for a while, but also सब बदल रहे हम. Like, you know what I mean? It's like that home makeover.
But if you,
makeover, you know?
if you have
But if-
4 or 5 in as a business
but-
person in corporate India, 5-6 बार अगर the cycle is not improved, then you actually go to the top
Yeah,
also, no? You can't
actually
just
change
sacking the
board.
peon and the
Yeah,
driver.
that's true.
Exactly.
Huh?
Completely,
Like,
100%.
and no,
you don't
so
have
the
to sack
Congress
the
is
peon.
very aware though.
No, I
gets
always sack the
poached.
peon because that guy irritates me.
The Congress is they're aware of how badly they've done right now. Like how badly they fucked up. They are very aware
So
of that.
there's
So they
some-
know
Have
there's
you
a
not
change
heard of the
required.
23 seniors who send letters?
Yeah,
Yeah,
correct,
yeah.
exactly.
And these people write in English. They're from the old educated guard of
Yes,
politicians.
correct.
And they, poor things, they finally wrote a letter. But the problem is the
please,
management,
they're like
management,
not even
is,
like adamant.
management is behaving like the other party.
Yeah,
so
correct.
that's the problem.
There's opposition within the Congress party and
So
non-opposition.
I was given this
in power.
forward, okay, on my family WhatsApp group, which is basically
as legit
BJP
as
to
it
know
is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Akash's family follows Congress.
Yeah.
They're on the
Yeah, yeah,
WhatsApp
correct.
group.
So-
It's like Sonia, Rahul, Akash.
and my dad for some
WhatsApp University works.
And so basically they sent the PPT that INC, this Prashant Kishore organization sent to INC, and it's just okay. Whatever. It's probably not the real thing. I don't care. But it's just interesting to look at the data, because the data I cross-checked and most of it is very accurate. Okay, and you just see this simple, like now I'll just give you one thing on Twitter. Okay. For every 3.14, like average tweets a day, if you see, 3.14 tweets Rahul Gandhi does. Okay, Priyanka does the 1. Okay, Modi ji does the 3.79. Okay. Okay, now if you look at the engagement also, it's still almost at par. What we were talking about last time, a lot of the people are just giving the people
That's
giving
almost
gali.
par only. Now, come on.
Also,
3.14
Modi
versus
has 2
3.7.
accounts, one the PMO account and one his
His personal account. But this is just that personal account.
And autocorrect is in what? Which one?
That Elon Musk will tell us.
And just the data of like how many times people have googled Rahul Gandhi versus Narendra Modi in say since Jan 2014. You know, the
But
difference
that's fun,
is,
bro.
मतलब it's staggeringly different. ऐसा नहीं है कि
कितना है
नहीं मतलब अभी ये ग्राफ है यार
अच्छा,
and at
graph
no
दिखा।
point राहुल गांधी का लाइन कभी मोदी जी के लाइन को मिलता भी नहीं है.
Because
Oh, wow.
Modi is the prime minister, someone googling prime minister of India in France will still learn more about Modi, right? Rahul Gandhi is still a
And his
local leader.
His publicity
Nobody's
vehicle-
searching for who
Yeah,
could have been the prime
nobody is-
minister.
One second, so
Now
Abba-
we don't have to justify the
No, Aakash, I'm not
the
understanding.
numbers.
Abbas is saying that it's by law of nature that it's so because he's PM and has a larger
Yeah.
bandwidth.
तो हाथ ऊपर
And
करके
Aakash, you are insinuating कि वो ऐसा नहीं है, कुछ सेटिंग हो गया
नहीं,
इसमें.
मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि ये सब देखने के बाद जो प्लान है इसमें एटलीस्ट वो एक्सेसिव नहीं लगता है क्योंकि ऐसा लगता है कि ब्रो तुम लोग का गांड फट गया है. ओके तुम लोग से नहीं हो रहा है ये. तुम लोग हर
Okay,
साल
so
कम सीट
you're
ले
just
रहे
saying
हैं.
better player is the BJP. In the
Clearly
game.
by
I mean,
on every
that's not
दिख ही रहा है.
a big that's
No,
a foregone
Initially,
conclusion.
definitely, but you're thinking last 3-4 years, especially running up to 2019, he made a huge push to engage with the, let's call them literati, because the internet people are slightly, let's face it, another level of people.
And
Whether
that
you like
got
it or
them 3 seats more than 2014.
No, that means that he got the publicity to some extent, but or he lost the battle there also, again, in spite of.
There was an uptick in his popularity somewhere a couple of years ago.
Definitely
Now
there was-
it's gone down again after the UP
Yeah.
elections, and it's going to carry forward till 2024.
And this time it was not Arnab's fault.
yeah.
This time and so it's just an organization not willing to change is going to have trouble. And if you look at Punjab for example, Punjab is such a great example for me. Ki I feel ki Punjabis were like, okay, we are definitely not going for BJP this time
Right.
because of what happened.
Right.
But fuck you, Congress. We'll get up.
You don't know who your own chief minister is. Well, how can we take a chance? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, I find that particularly interesting.
Yeah, I
as
mean,
a-
but this has
That's a real
been-
sense of democracy when you go for AAP because you didn't like the two big players. You know, literally, I mean, that's actually a mature democratic response in a sense that you negate the two big guns.
That's the thing, right? Someone was saying this, I don't remember who, but the BJP struggles when it's not the Congress in the opposition.
Exactly.
So whether it's TMC or AAP, they struggle.
Or-
So
or,
they've learned how to
That's a
defeat
great point.
Congress.
So they're good. They need the Congress.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
that's the route they know. The moment you say the party's name is PTK,
Yeah.
they're two boys from Bandra.
Congress
You
should
know
just
who they
change
are.
their name then.
Yeah.
That's just-
Except
क्या
for
करें?
you,
They'll be
UP.
lost. अरे
How
क्या
about
करना?
Kangana Riss?
Yeah, correct.
'Cause
BJP
she's-
will be so confused.
Yeah, yeah.
Are they on our side? Are they
Yeah.
not on our side?
Yeah.
Like what is happening?
And the spelling mistakes will continue.
Yeah.
Which Congress is famous for also.
So I don't know, man. I think AAP has a better shot at this rate, but even I don't know how well that's going
But
to
do you
go.
think he's hyped, Prashant Kishore? Even if he does weave some magic, he has 2 years to work to change the...
I don't think that 2 years will make a difference. I think India is at a point where politics is 12 minutes. It's like the T20 game. You've got to look at the last few weeks only.
So then Gujarat elections is
Whatever
the
we
next.
look in the last 3 months to leading up to 2024, unless you have a huge pandemic and these kind of things where the repercussion is still felt, I think by
It's
and
not,
large...
I mean, they're still winning
Yeah, but
despite the
2024
pandemic.
is still some time away, brother.
But
Let's see
there's
how things
always
pan out.
another wave. Like that, this is always a conversation.
Let's
right?
be
Like,
optimistic.
No, I mean whether it's Modi or COVID, there's another wave around the corner always.
Yeah.
in
Also,
India.
I think
we don't
that
know which.
If Russia invades Afghanistan for the second time, I mean, the whole
Yeah.
world will be looking there, and who knows who will win the election here.
Yeah.
All these things make a difference.
Also, I think, but like what happens is, to Abbas's question, there are enough opportunities. Like this, the current government seems to always have some of the other controversy going on. That is enough.
Punjab rejected these
ground.
two parties.
Yeah.
If a whole state has rejected these two parties, that means there's definitely in India, it's not like
Yeah.
everybody's cheap.
Yeah.
Let's
Correct,
face
that's
it.
true.
Yeah.
So
I
anything
mean-
is possible. And this Prashant
But-
Kishore is not an arrogant guy. If you watch him and all,
Yeah,
he's not
correct.
trying
He's
to
very-
boast.
yeah.
And he's not one of those MMA fighters, who's
Right.
kind of coming into the ring or something.
Here's a suggestion as a democratic citizen, right? On a national level, we deal with whatever the hell happens on a national level. On a local level, you pick a local party because local party wala udhar hi rehta hai.
Correct.
You know what I mean? You know where they live. is what I'm trying to say. You can go and sit outside the
But local party initially, for example, let's look at Maharashtra, Mumbai, benefited a lot. Shiv Sena benefited from BJP's association because of him.
Yeah.
Because of the rock star.
This current government.
Nobody remember the name. In South Bombay, nobody remember the name of Mr. Sawant who was standing for Shiv Sena. It was this guy who's endorsed that guy.
Yeah.
It's literally like
but
that.
it's very interesting. That तो अभी देखो अभी किसके लिए वोट दिया कौन सा पार्टी है उसमें कोई अंतर ही नहीं था.
By association effect है ना. So by association effect means that the BJP is then making inroads, whether you like it or not.
So now we'll see whether or not it's good enough to have a local party. Because every state I've gone to right now that is not a BJP like that, because I've been on tour. Every place I've gone to, every freaking place, every freaking person is, dude, next time ये वाले लोग वापस नहीं आ पाएंगे.
Why you go to only non-BJP states to do comedy?
No, I go to BJP states, but the conversation
you don't
is
have Congress jokes. We'll give you Congress jokes.
But I get what you mean. I was in UP recently and same sentiments.
There's
Same
comedy.
That is a BJP state.
नहीं, but I'm saying Telangana में भी,
What kind of joke can you do in UP?
Maharashtra में भी.
Non-veg people are choots. I don't know. What would be a good joke there?
Hey, one very why does Prashant Kishore has first two names? Because Kumar Varun took the last names.
And here you talk about how caste is a thing of the past in India, but anybody with two first names, the first reason is because they're trying to hide their caste. You know that.
Oh, is
Especially in Bihar, UP. Arey Baba, tu comedian log padhai likhai nahi hai mere jaisa. You don't know about tigers, lions,
I'm learning.
jaguar.
So they're using the first name and the middle name.
In Bihar, for example, the upper caste guys, they try. You have friends, you know.
Yeah,
I have my pal
yeah.
Vaibhav Vishal. They explain all this to you. They have to avoid the Pandey or the Tiwari or whatever. They don't want that name to come out.
Okay.
So it's a reverse thing where your upper caste guy is hiding his name.
Oh.
You get it? So that happens a lot in certain parts of India. And that's basically why you get the two first names. Otherwise, the parents are really lazy. Yeah, kya bolo, Ashok Vijay.
Do you ever feel like it's one of those things where like abhi you brought up the caste thing. In my head was going on like 700 variables about names in UP, and then you said the caste thing. I'm like, अरे हाँ ये भी एक
course,
है.
yeah.
You have many examples. Think of your pals growing up who have these first two names. They strike you, no? They stand
didn't
out.
have friends
Pratik
growing up.
Sanket. I mean, what kind of name is that? You know, I mean, where's the surname? It's ridiculous.
Right. Holy shit.
There you go. Learn something new every day.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you, man. Cyrus.
Yeah.
Normally, I just get confused by you.
Siberian tiger. Wow, man.
Yeah.
800 pounds, 11 feet long. Imagine the tiger of that size. What is the lion going to do in a fight against
How do you
that?
know
It's not a fair fight.
how do you remember the weights of all these?
I love
big cats?
animals, bro.
Like, how do you-
I from childhood, the animal things, I'm always on animal things.
There's a wonderment, dude. Like when you see
You
an
know,
animal in
that's
front of
fine,
you.
but but like how does he remember the weights of all these animals? Of
I don't know
I
how
used
he
to give
can-
all those books, man. I love that.
What's more interesting to me is that half the values he remembers are in pounds.
Yeah.
I can't fucking understand he's like,
Are you
500
making the
pounds.
conversion first in your head?
So that tells you, the old days, everything was in pounds. So much easier.
Correct.
What?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
No.
CGI
Yeah, the
came
books-
before you.
The books that we were reading in the 80s and
They were
90s,
from-
like the wrong information about the silverback is like 800 pounds. No, he's more close to 350, 400. You know, it doesn't go much bigger than that. There's a rare exception of close to 600, but that's
Yeah.
it. 800 pounds is a human being. who's
Silverback
overeating.
gorilla is also very endangered. Very, very endangered.
Very small penis. I mentioned this before.
Huh?
Who,
Yeah.
the
What,
What,
gorilla?
for their size or in general?
For their size.
For their size.
Out of all the
Well,
primates,
I'm
the
sure it'll still
smallest
be.
penis of the lot is
Yeah.
gorilla. And so if you're 400 odd pounds and you've got a really small penis, I mean, Abbas, what's it like? I mean, I don't know. Is it painful?
No, I was just gonna say I only remember Andre the Giant was 800 pounds.
And taking that
very small.
taking that further, I don't think it's 800, but it was big.
I mean, of course they
400
exaggerated.
odd, yeah.
I used to do this joke about how I'm sure somebody in my family has a big penis because their son has a small penis and it goes counter generation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I was just a joke, and then I kind of like midway through the joke realized the implications that it had, because that meant the grandfather also had a small penis.
Yeah. Insulting your
You
own
know,
family.
yeah, and it's just
While
like
you're trying to make fun of yourself, you're screwing everybody
It
else.
was affecting members of my family.
It's there on Insta. Great.
Yeah, every
At
time
the family
you-
gathering.
every
Aakash,
time-
Acha, Dada ko bulao. But what about you guys?
No, this is not live. This is pre-recorded, bro.
Rishi, our engineer who's now research in charge, because everybody else has failed, he says that there's this story by Tucker Carlson, whose name rhymes with the gali that we use all the time.
Okay.
Falson. So Tucker Carlson apparently...
He has my last name as his first name.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. With
Tucker Carlson.
Tucker. And so the Snickers bar apparently,
Oh,
they
yes.
started a thing again. Okay, Abbas will tell us.
What did they do?
Visualize the Snickers bar without the wrapper.
Yeah,
and
the full
there is
bar, the full bar.
Tucker Carlson brought up something where some priest somewhere is saying that it's actually designed that way because it looks like the devil's penis or something. Veiny.
The vein on a male penis, the veins and the Snicker bar.
This is that Mintra thing all over again, man. This is that Mintra.
Well, yeah, in that family.
Can I ask something?
Yes.
Tucker, how long has it been since you got laid, bro? You really need dick in your life.
Tucker Carlson is
I
the
think he's,
playboy of the right wing.
I think he just came out as gay.
I would say,
He needs
how
some
much
dick.
can you hate chocolate?
Yeah, really? No, it's how bad do you need dick कि तेरे को chocolate में भी दिख रहा है, तेरे को हर जगह दिख रहा है.
Or how much you love the devil, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
wow,
So
look at this.
Then
But
there was
no,
this
I-
whole
it's
thing where
beautiful.
Snickers, right? There was this rumor that Snickers gonna do away with the veiny thing. Then Snickers put out on Twitter, I don't know what the thing is, but the veins are staying. And then the other brand started replying to it, and it was a whole thing.
Twix said, we do our cardio. There's only one way to find out. Aakash, Abbas,
Oh,
if you could
that's
just
so
Yeah, the
funny.
give
veins
us
remain.
That is
an
so
example
funny.
of the human.
Man, okay, it's
Now
Now you all see
you know,
it.
now I can't
Now
not
you
look
can't
at
see
weight.
it.
Now you can't unsee it.
it's like a
Silvery.
weird cross section of a dick. It's not even the whole.
Dude, it's like a lizard inside the fucking Snickers.
Listen,
I don't know.
we have a very what should I say?
Sophisticated.
No, conservative audience also.
Oh, yeah,
I
let's
think we should
stop,
move
let's
away
stop,
from this.
let's stop.
Amit will take one of his.
No, that's. I
How
mean,
do I explain?
this is
Because you guys-
Snickers. It's a family-friendly product.
I know, but it's all Tucker's fault. That
Yeah.
Tucker, because of him, all this is happening.
Abbas, you remember the good old days when Cyrus used to say, "Don't be so conservative, yeah." Before
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Conservative.
You know the best part about that is you can also have the nuts. Thank you very much. That's been my time.
Subhanallah. And they're well dispersed throughout the process.
Rishi, you're cancelled. It's your fault. This whole topic, if you had not told me about it, you would have mentioned it. These guys, Abbas is so into it, it's scary.
What are the
Hey, you
problems?
asked me what it's like living with a.
Yeah, man.
If you wanted to, what problems could you pick out with other chocolates?
With other chocolates?
Yeah.
Well, the fun size sometimes, if it's going to be phallic, I mean,
Like the Kit Kat ka gap looks like
Yeah.
something, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's
No.
you're projecting
Yeah.
now.
Like
The
anything if
video
you
game
want
tha
The
hai.
to. If
crunchy
you want
reminds
to.
me of you. Frankly.
No, there in
Say
5-star, you know, when you eat sometimes that
Oh, it's so long.
stringy thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Stick
wow.
and stick.
I don't
Yeah.
mind.
You
I don't mind.
You could
Don't
pick up
miss this
problems with
episode,
that.
guys.
I'm
Whoever's
saying like
on.
you can pick up problems with anything stupid if you want to, and it's really ridiculous.
I don't like gems. I think gems is a big scam.
Oh,
in
by the way,
India.
the gems also came
Why?
up.
What,
Not gems,
M&Ms
the
or-
M&Ms came up. According to Rishi, our research in charge.
Rishi, what do you just Google
Brown
candy
brown
controversy?
Somebody started talking about brown M&Ms and started making some Black Lives
Oh, no,
Matter
no,
joke
that
reference.
was
that
the-
was like a while back. No, I
Each
forgot.
M&M is like given human features for
Yeah.
advertising purposes,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So there was this one green M&M,
Yeah.
which used to be drawn a certain way, and now they've kind of toned down her makeup and everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So the conservatives have a problem with that.
Oh, they were sexualizing the M&M.
No, in that it's not sexualized enough now. So why?
Oh.
Why take away the?
Also,
So it's
some
not
people
slutty enough.
Some
now.
people want to know which country do green people come
That is
from.
also Tucker Carlson,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think. Yeah,
That
there
is
you
also
go.
talking about.
Yeah.
This guy and his what? He has problems with all candies. He is looking at problems for. He's looking at candy for the problems. Like where can I find the problem?
And the funny part is he's diabetic. What the hell is he doing with all this shit? Yeah, really.
That's his problem. I think.
He has a problem with
That's a
the
bad-
new one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the right one is a new one, right? No, the boots. Look at the boots. Those high boots. He's saying, why not the high boots?
the left one
He
was
likes-
slightly
he
effeminate,
likes
is
the
it?
boots.
That was the issue. I don't know.
No, he's saying the left one. Basically, he's saying is hotter. Is what he's saying.
Can
The
I
old
say-
one was
Why-
hotter,
can
right?
The
I
old
just-
one is hotter. yeah, the left
Can
one
I
is
just say
hotter.
दोनों के eyebrow float हो रहे दूर रहे bro दूर रहे उससे ये नहीं है इंसान
Yeah.
Of the three pictures on the screen, Tucker's the scariest, frankly speaking.
yeah I was just thinking
I'm okay with the other two.
I mean our face is also a little bit scary on the
So
side
no, it's the first stage, second stage, and third stage. They're comparing all three.
Tucker needs dick dude.
Okay, stop
I'm
it.
convinced
Poor guy,
after
man.
today Tucker needs some
People listening, there'll be no more phallic symbols and all this stupid innuendo. It's over for now.
there was no symbol
Hey.
I said
Antariksh suddenly collapsed.
Back to our sophisticated
Wow,
show.
Rishi, ready to
great,
collapse
nice,
us.
Rishi, kuch him vim hai. Do you have something you can share with us? Something spiritual? And being in India, give us 5 versions.
Okay, so let's do one more story
But,
before we get.
but
to
you
the
know
break.
I must say billionaires
Yep.
Yesterday I was watching Ravish after a while, and
Ravish is a millionaire.
Right, Ravish
Must be.
Kumar, and he was saying what one thing he said which I found hilarious and scary. He's like, Elon Musk जो भी करे क्या फर्क पड़ता है, वो एक दिन रॉकेट शिप पे बैठ के वो देश कैसे चला जाएगा. Then he's like, बिलासपुर की पुलिस थोड़ी उसको पकड़ नहीं पाएगी उधर जाके.
Elon Musk tweeted utter rubbish.
So I think
Antariksh
this
are
is
not
my only
today's
problem.
show. Get out.
I
This
guess
is my
so.
only.
One second, we had a cough in the studio at the moment, and Rishi's the only one with the mask. So I just want to, did it come from him?
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
me.
it came from
That was you.
Oh my God.
Okay, but somebody's having a heart
Oh,
attack.
we're back.
If one of the panelists dies and you want to replace them, please text in your name and number as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because anything can happen on this violent show of ours, really.
But yeah, now I just feel this is one thing where I feel कि if you do fuck with a billionaire, वो rocket पे चला जाएगा. Especially like several of them have
But
the
forget
capability.
that. What if he bought the damn Twitter because fit of peak? You know how a spoiled boy is. You know, rich guy. He's like had a little Jack Dorsey and him had a small fight over shoes or something, and he said, "I'll teach you a lesson." Goes home, phones the bot, buys the thing, and that's it. That's
No, but
literally
he's
sort
been
of what
annoyed
happened.
with it for a while.
Parag
But
Agarwal
he had
works for
9.2%.
Elon Musk now.
Last week he bought 9.2% and said, "Okay, I'm going to be a force here." And while we are sleeping, he buys the whole thing. I mean, I don't even know how it happened.
No, but over the years, he's been very active on Twitter and he's been
Yeah.
very annoyed about a lot of things
Yeah,
that Twitter
yeah,
does.
yeah.
So I think और ये आदमी ऐसा है ना, he knows what people are going to say when he, I mean, should I buy Twitter? Obviously the poll is going to say yes.
Look, he's the
Just for
second- He's the
bakchodi.
second richest man in the world after Adani. So let's face it.
Adani just crossed Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
But
he's
this
done-
On his way to Himachal.
This whole I was telling these
I'm the
guys,
richest man.
these guys.
My question is, Warren Buffett has so many quotes about what to do with wealth. Why doesn't Adani have any?
Because
he's been
he won't
listening
tell
to
you.
those quotes and
Indians all know what to do with wealth. We just don't have any. So you don't have to tell us.
I genuinely feel that any billionaire who's showing how much wealth they have on paper is in itself
Vijay Mallya
because
complex.
it's not the Fortune 500 ka top people that you need to look at. It's the people who just at the bottom, and you have to wonder how did this motherfucker who probably has way more money end up even here on the list? Because
Because he's not
billionaires don't have
declaring.
to show their money.
Yeah.
499th guy is suspect. Black money
Yeah.
king.
All these sheikhs and all, they must be way richer
Way
than
richer.
Elon Musk.
I
It's
was-
just that they don't declare their wealth.
I was when I had gone to Dubai, I was talking to my friend about this. There's some competitor to Amazon in Dubai, which does superbly well because
The Nile.
that's in
The Nile.
That's what I live in.
Africa.
Denial.
So he was saying, I told him, but Amazon will invest. They've done well everywhere. He's like, bro, how much is Jeff Bezos worth? It's freaking nothing to the Sheikh of Dubai.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? उतना पैसा तो ऐसा कान खुजा के इधर गिर जाता है. So like they have mad money, dude, but it's not declared now because
Exactly.
it's like UAE ka paisa is his paisa.
Yeah.
So he's
But
not
that's
gonna
only
make it.
UAE. Look around the world, there'll be more places. There are
Yeah.
banana republics, where
Yeah.
not exactly India, but I'm not sure about India. Yeah.
India also,
I've just come back from
amount
Surat.
of money that's gone to Switzerland has increased in the last
The
5-10
money in Surat
years.
you've seen. You've just come back from Surat yourself. I mean, we don't know some of these people,
Yeah.
but they'll buy and sell all the big billionaires of Mumbai.
चार बंगला नहीं गाड़ी.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to be show off. The show off thing is all wrong. In fact, it's a correlation I think which is wrong in India. That someone who's flamboyant is very rich.
That's why
Actually,
you
it's
dress
almost-
in red t-shirts and
No,
shorts.
I'm just a miser. I just don't care about all
But
this.
it's a very nice WSD t-shirt.
Thank
so
you.
I'm
Welfare
on
of
board.
stray dogs.
Yes.
I tried to say the Siberian tiger, both do it.
But I like that. I like that only the dog's butt is coming out
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
screen. But people probably thought it's a dude's hair.
Look, I think it's that yoga position. So they try to be
Yeah,
funny
yeah.
and cute.
Downward
and all that.
facing dog.
But yeah, downward facing dog and
That's
all that.
As a
also
dog
a
do
position for something. Never.
Really?
Yeah.
For a virgin, you know a lot. You've been all about the penis today, by the way. That's when your contribution will start to finish.
I know, right?
Oh, I
Oh,
believe
wow.
we have to take a break.
Shavik Bakshi says
I'll-
new drinking game. Take a shot every time Aakash says Dubai in
I'll
Google.
really?
I'll
Hey,
relate,
Aakash, what is this Dubai business?
I'll relate experiences from another
तेरे को
trip.
कितना पैसा मिलता है गल्फ से? Every time he comes, he promotes.
Promoting Gulf tourism.
Why gold in
That's
Gulf?
the only non-BJP state where we can.
For now. For now.
yeah. All right.
Yeah, Calcutta was pretty fun that way. Like you can get away with some stuff you can't get away with otherwise.
Oh, good thing my country is so clear. You can now make certain jokes.
Yeah.
It's very clear. It's like the menu is there.
Yeah.
The
Slightly
worst,
expanded menu.
Just
but
don't
when you
make.
go to say Lucknow, you're not sure because you
Just
get a
don't
very
make cartoons.
It was a Ramzan menu almost.
Yeah.
You know,
kind of.
like it was the special time.
Suddenly you said Ramzan menu, everybody goes quiet. What the hell is the problem here? Yeah. Abbas, stand up.
Ramzan menu is quite extensive.
Are yaar, the idea is the menu gets bigger.
It's a paradox. In Ramzan, you don't eat.
It's
the
a
menu.
platter.
The iftar wala menu, like, you know, from the salt to the dates to the fruit to the.
Although I'm not a big
halim
fan
to
of
the-
breaking the food with the dates and all that. I just
Neither am I. It's just
I want the
tradition.
kebab straight off. I'm always like, I remember the great Vijay Kar, when the guy comes with the thing, he's like,
Remember, as in he's still alive and kicking.
no. But he taught us this. This is one of
Yeah.
his gifts. That don't waste time with this kind of food. Go straight for the
Exactly,
kebab.
yeah.
So you tell him, boss, nahi, kebab. Kebab.
But I always feel like whenever I go to an iftar thing, I feel very guilty because I have eaten in the day.
Yeah,
you should.
Yeah. So I have decided.
I don't think I should be first here.
And yesterday I think we were the only people who showed up close to time because nobody else did, and I kept trying to explain to the people with me, guys, this is like a very sunset-driven thing.
6:38.
Yeah.
But
You need to
Come on,
reach
for
on
God's
time.
sake,
You
yeah.
can't be a dick about this. But now
Delhi
next
must
time.
be horrible with this.
Yeah,
No?
yeah.
Delhi has no sense of time. If third party 6:39 or whatever, those guys walk in at 9:15.
Yeah. But that's how I thought what happens in Baba Siddiqui's iftar party.
Yeah.
For
no,
sure.
yeah.
For sure.
People just come to settle issues and
Exactly.
then
And
go.
if you're not
Have you been ever to Baba Siddiqui's party?
No, but if you're unknown and you go to Baba City's party, you must be caterer or something. Because it will really feel out of place, you know. Acha,
All right,
Vinay
we have to.
Vinay is
It's
saying
part of
something.
the episode where we do our Jupiter segment.
You think they won't
Yay.
pick it up? What do you think? The guys listening are thinking, wow, what a great idea they've
No,
come
no.
up with. They're spontaneously, these 4 comics, crack comics, giving us a great idea. Let's all try.
We're not hiding it.
We're
It's a
propagating
Jupiter
this for
segment.
home
Yeah.
use also. Go ahead, guys.
Correct. Go ahead.
Play this game at home.
So
Batao.
the prompt for today is it's an improv game. The prompt for today is losing a debit card is like
Waiting for the Communist Party to
Return.
regenerate in India.
getting stuck behind a learner's license driver in front of you.
Oh wow, you're
That's
right.
the
That's horrible
worst.
experience. And then you feel bad also, no?
Yeah.
Because you're honking.
Yeah,
You know,
but they're
you're supposed
so
to be
slow
encouraging.
sometimes. And they get stuck sometimes. Car
Thinking a
stalls.
lot about which toll booth line you want to get into and then getting
Still
into
getting
the
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 worst
wrong one. Yeah.
possible
Always the wrong one.
Always
the
wrong
wrong one.
Abbas, pressure. These are very good.
I have a story about losing your debit
How long
card.
will it take? Because our show will wrap up by 11 o'clock. If you don't mind. I know you're frustrated and angry about no women and all that, but come on, man.
I lost my debit card at a heavy metal concert once.
Lovely.
Somebody stole
Why?
Oh,
What are you
my
going to
wallet.
buy? Heavy metal concert.
So then I had to call the company on the phone while the concert was still on. So that was an experience.
So losing your debit card is like having all the money in the world but not being able to buy
Spend it, yeah.
Twitter.
Losing your debit card is like trying to open the Nara in the track pant, which always takes me hours. I don't know if you guys ever had that knot thing that happens and you can't open the
Oh,
knot.
yeah.
And your fingers
Yeah.
just,
That's
why
really
don't they give
irritating.
us better knots, you know, where it should not become so tight
What
that
do you mean give better knots? Cyrus, you have to tie the knot. They don't give you knots.
I don't unknot it when I wash it. I don't wash it when I give it to my mother to wash.
Exactly. None of these are things you actually do.
But I would just say if you make it a little bigger, those ropey
Yeah.
things,
Yeah.
then that is there's a chance that the knot won't become so tight and small that your fingers don't have the dexterity to open the knot.
Yeah.
It's a huge problem when you have no other problems.
Losing a debit card is the invariable result of when your debit card is stolen because कौन जाके FIR लिखवाएगा?
Correct. Losing a debit card is like
Which is the point of the
announcing.
ad also.
Yeah.
It's like telling your
It's
bank.
exhausting.
Which brings me to part 2 of my
Yeah.
story.
If it's about any chocolate, let's keep it for later.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
no.
losing
So
your
this was in
okay.
Bangalore. So I had to next day go and lodge an affair, and it was all in Kannada.
Oh,
A language I
What
don't
a pain.
speak.
so difficult.
I want the minority commission to come down here now. Not only, I mean, this is now another level.
You know when you lose your debit card and then they send you the new debit card, but then the pin comes alag se, so now you're hanging in the air and you don't know when the pin will come, so you don't know whether to spend your money. Then you have to go to an ATM to activate the. It's too much. It's too much
I
effort.
hate it when they send somebody to look at your Aadhaar card or license in your house. They have to check who you are.
Yeah,
I'm like,
they'll
why do you
come.
do that, man?
Yeah,
It's so
correct.
irritating. You know, I can never do that happily.
Do you really live here?
Yeah,
I don't know.
really.
Check the photos
Yeah,
on the
I'm
wall.
exactly.
You could have broken it and put photos up of yourself.
But you're just wearing
What
a
is this?
kacha and standing there scratching your bollocks.
Yeah.
So obviously that's the sign of someone living there. I'm not gonna do that.
Or a
But
really
you
good
know,
actor, man.
But
Really
people
good
do that
method
on the
actor.
street also in
I'm
India.
just scratchy.
Oh, once this
Okay,
police guy come.
okay, let's.
Yeah.
I think we're done with this.
No, let's say the police. Let's say the police.
It's
Sorry, otherwise we'll forget
it's
it.
related to this.
Police. Sorry.
It's just
Police,
funny.
sorry.
This thing. He had come for verification for the passport, and he kind of looked around, and there were no photos of me in the room. It was just like my parents and my brother and Bhavi and all that. And then he looked at me for a second, and he's like, आप हो
आप
कि
नहीं
नहीं
है?
हो? So then I showed him one picture of my bachpan and he laughed at me. He just laughed. He said, इसलिए पीछे रखा है ये वाला and all. Like it was
I
quite...
think he was not happy with the aesthetic quality
I
of
was
the picture.
damn fat, no, as a kid, so he just started laughing like, oh, देख मोटा
How
बच्चा.
mean.
No, it was fun. I had
Shame,
fun with
fat
it.
shaming a guy. You come to check his identity and you fat shame
I
him.
just feel bad. Your family stopped taking photos with you after that age.
I know, man.
Forget that.
Very few.
Abbas was telling me he shows a Snicker bar and said, nah, I'll
Yes.
show you. Come into the bathroom, beta. Let's take a quick, we've got to take a quick Jupiter money break. But before that, there's something I've prepared this monologue. It's from the 12th night or what you will. Both names are allowed by Shakespeare fans. Here it is.
Abbas refused to collaborate. He's
I'm,
like, मेरे को नहीं मिल रहा है
I'm
Jupiter से कुछ."
scrolling through the comments.
We have to go to a Jupiter money break, guys.
Okay, guys,
Stay
take
where
a
you are
break.
and then we'll come back with lots more fun on Tigers.
Hey, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Advertising is Dead, Varun talks to co-founder and CEO of Yoga Bar, Suhasini Sampath. She shares the secrets behind making energy bars without preservatives. On Voices for Water, Karthik asks Dr. Bhakti Devi, founding president Water Resources Council, about water literacy in India. On Ek Chuski Finance, Priyanka explains the concept of a financial slam book. On Pulyabazi, Pranay and Saurabh ponder over how the Indian armed forces can reduce the cost of pensions. And on Marathi Kirkiton, the Deshmukhs explore the works of the popular writer Ramchandra Chintaman Dere. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. Also, please don't forget to rate us on any of the platforms you're listening to us on. And remember, you can always check us out on YouTube. We have a number of channels. You can go to ivmpodcast.com/YouTube to take a look at what those channels are. We're also doing a small listener survey to understand how you respond to our shows and the advertising on the network. We would really, really appreciate it if you could spare a few minutes to fill it out. It really helps us build better shows for you and understand what you're looking for from advertising and what we can talk to advertisers about who you are. Please go to ivmpodcast.com/survey. It really, really, really would help us out. Thank you so much. And finally, would like to thank our sponsors for the network this week, SBI Life Insurance, India Water Portal, and Jupiter, a digital banking app. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Preeti Shaw's batting like a
You
dream
see-
here.
you
And
see
we're
him
back.
Sorry, we were having a fight
little
there
discussion
over
on cricket was
Cricket
going on.
bros
and the
22.
Gujarati stuff that Aakash does. He doesn't like Prithvi Shaw.
What?
I think he's Gujarati, not even Shaw, because SHW ka matlab, I'm hoping it's Shaw, which became Shaw. But it could be Sa, which means he of Bihari descent also. Anything is
It's
possible.
not related to Manik Shah.
Oh.
Just ask.
Give him a Snicker bar and send him out from the show.
You know, when you get hungry, you become a real inaccurate history buff.
Hey bro, not bad. It's nearly over. 3-4 days more, and eat is done, and
Yeah.
you can eat again.
I know, right?
How much weight have you lost, Abbas?
Oh shit, I didn't realize that was an Eid joke. I just meant it as a Snickers joke.
Oh man.
Yeah,
You know
it's a
that
Snickers
ad
Dekha
campaign,
wala ad,
yeah.
I thought you were such a secular comedian.
I know, right?
No.
All right, where were we now?
So, the one more topic we can do
Yeah.
is India has blocked Chinese tourist visas as retaliation.
They did it first.
Yeah, exactly. As retaliation to China not allowing 22,000 Indian students who have been.
Who had got COVID back?
No, China has COVID back because of COVID-19 restrictions that there are back on
Correct.
now.
So,
They're not
Indians
allowing our students
to
back
come
into China.
Into China, yeah, correct.
To continue their education.
Yeah.
What if you're
You
half?
don't-
But
What if you're half Chinese, half Indian?
no.
Is this the same
Wait,
China
wait,
जिसके तो मोबाइल तोड़ रहे थे हम 2 साल पहले? Yeah,
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
just clarify.
Correct.
Yeah, and
Just-
TVs,
but-
and TVs.
Yeah.
TVs which are made in Gurgaon, but
Yeah,
Chinese
yeah.
don't.
So,
But they
but-
are. They were
no,
assembled
but the
there.
thing
We were
is,
all sorry on
let
it.
me-
Every
Let me just
politician
complete
that
one part.
sorry.
One part of
Sorry,
the thing.
Silvery.
Answering.
One part I have to
This
complete.
conversation,
have
you
the-
have to be
you have
more
the-
dominant.
Yeah, yeah.
These
You have
guys
the
are
floor.
these guys are bullies in college. Just carry on here.
Okay.
I just want to say.
So basically, China has stopped Indian students,
Yeah.
but they're still taking in students from Pakistan and
Yeah.
Thailand and all other neighboring. Sri Lanka
Right.
se students aa rahe hain. But India ke
Sri
students
Lanka
block
is
kar rahe hain.
like
It's like
a-
they singled us
it's like
out.
a
Students
humanitarian
need to
effort.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to go.
But it's like they singled India out from all the other neighboring
But let's
countries.
face it, we are the two big guns now. With due respect to Pakistan,
Sure.
the fight
Yeah.
is between India and China.
But
for
if the students have
territorial-
already paid for all this thing, then you can't.
Yeah,
just
but this is tit
screw
for tat.
them over.
What happens with UK visas? Why does it become so long, the whole process and all this? Because we treat them like this, so they treat us like that. It's just ridiculous. Bureaucracy.
That's
Talk to
true.
any bureaucrats
Yeah.
and they'll tell you. All over the world, they just do this tit for tat thing.
No, but I'm feeling bad for the students who are hung in the balance. Like poor
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Well,
I
the
just,
government had said don't do trading with China.
That's
Shout
mighty
out.
nice of you,
Yeah.
Antariksh,
But
to
Ever
feel
since
bad.
Chandni Chowk
I know,
to
yeah.
China failed, I think very clearly after that it's been a decline.
Yeah, it's been a
in relations,
downward trend.
yeah.
I think that was the
Nikhil
weirdest
Advani is to
diplomatic
blame.
effort
Yes.
ever by a country.
There's not a single Chinese person called Nikhil. I know for a fact now.
What lies?
There is. There's Nikhil Long.
But there is a Nikhil Chinappa.
Take on the Kyrgyz. The one people who have been nice to us. Take on the Kyrgyz. You're right. This is a show. This is a show for polarizing. Let's just go on.
Hey,
We
shout
might
out-
actually. We
Shout out to every politician in India who shits on China then buys an MG Hector car.
Yeah.
Shout
And
out
then
to you.
pretends they don't know of any association with
Yeah,
China.
because they don't understand basic ownership of things. So shout out to them. Every time somebody comes and tells me how bad China is, and they tell me while talking to me wearing clothes made in China with a
Everything.
phone. It's like,
Shoes made in China.
girls on Bumble who will say that they're a
Not here for
socialist.
hookups.
But no, they'll say they're a socialist, but they're using their capitalist baap ka mobile
Yeah.
to say it. You know what I mean? It's like that. That's what I feel
Oh, we
about.
really-
I know, right?
We've opened the Pandora's
We've
box.
ran them up.
What have we done here?
God damn it.
Guys, let's leave the studio for 5 minutes. Aakash
I
needs a
can-
bit here, yeah?
You can nobody can ever say
Rishi,
anything
next
socialist
time
ever
6
again.
Snickers bars. Just every time we're getting upset, just give us a bar, yeah.
We
But
live in.
Yeah.
they've withheld the tourist visas.
Yeah, the tourist visas.
So
for all
you
Chinese.
don't
Hello,
let us
hello.
study, we won't let
Let
you.
anyone
Tourist
in
visas
see
for
our
the students.
history.
So it's not really tourism, it's their work in a sense, right?
No, people coming to do business. He's right.
No, that
Yeah,
also, but I'm thinking in the middle of your college degree or whatever. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
horrible time for you to not get your visa.
Yeah,
You're
correct.
going to lose a year of education. How do you, figure out
I mean,
what
it's
to do
still
next?
better than a war.
Well, that's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
At least you can do distance learning.
Siberian
And don't
tigers,
give
800
China
pounds.
ideas here. Come on, man. What a-
Yeah,
Aakash likes
they
to
won't
see
come up
Yeah.
with that on their own.
glass half full. At least it's not a war.
I feel Aakash is pro-China. I'm the only one who's getting the feeling.
After
Very-
Dubai,
Slowly he's
Beijing
crossed.
is next.
I feel Aakash has crossed Arunachal Pradesh and he's put one leg
Yeah.
now in proper
Next
China.
up, Putin is doing the right thing.
Come watch me live sometime. I'll tell you. I have. I
Huge
think-
in China.
No, I
Aakash.
mean this has been my belief for the longest time. Like that, this all this communal shit in India is a distraction. The real enemy is China. It's a very clear.
Now you're going that way.
No, I'm serious.
मेरे को
एक
confuse
second.
करता है.
Put up a photo of a pangolin. Somebody put up a fucking. I'll show you. I'll prove.
What is the weight of a pangolin? Let's guess it. You
So I just
guys.
wanted to guess it and
Yeah,
we'll see
why
how close
do
we
I-
are.
you just
35
stopped at
pounds.
tigers.
Not that heavy. They're under
25
30,
pounds.
under
It looks
30
like a
kilos.
Pokemon.
Did you see the photo?
Yeah,
Did
with
you
the
see
pangolin Pokemon.
I want the audience to see. Look, yeah, exactly. ये लोग Pokemon खाने को तैयार है. Show them the pangolin. God damn it! Somewhere Ash
Snickers.
Ketchum is crying in a room, and there is a broken Pokeball because Li Xing wanted Kung Pao sauce. Listen, I'm just saying, okay, there is no. This is a culture that you are not aware of. This is,
I have never felt more suicidal in my
this is
life.
patience. This is a culture that is patient. They will wait an entire generation, three generations to get what they
And
want.
Tiananmen Square happens once in
Does
400
this-
years.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are the
Does
most
the
dangerous
pangolin
enemy.
Do you still need a plate or does the
Okay.
covering
that's it.
form
All
the
right.
plate also?
Enough. This is the same animal show. Stop that.
I'm just
okay.
saying.
Boss, let's go. Shall we
I'm
go to
just
AMAs?
saying.
Thought about.
AMAs?
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just saying,
But
beware of the
we-
Chinese. There's
To
only one person wearing
my
red here
I'll
who's trying
play
to change the topic.
mandolin. I'm trying to rhyme pangolin.
Just
To
one
the
person trying to
sounds
change the
of
topic.
Okay, let's do
Naples
it.
Bay, Valentina, Valentina, to the source of Naples Bay. Naples is in Italy.
Okay.
You know Naples?
Naples.
Oh, boy.
No, not Nepal? Okay.
Whoa, will you stop it?
Okay.
There's-
Naples
you
are on
understand?
my-
Everything we say is wrong now. We reach a
Okay.
point where everything is wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, okay,
Fine.
go on.
A wise man once said, traveling, it makes you speechless, then turns you into a storyteller.
Well, listen to such travel stories and experiences exploring India on the Musafir Stories with us, Saif and Faiza.
Catch us on the IVM website, app, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Follow me at Instagram and Twitter on Bored Brocha. I'm so bored, I need your help. I need your love. I need your touch. Okay, just follow me.
Let's go to AMAs.
Uh-huh.
Girish Patil asked, was yesterday's Virat's inning the worst ever?
Oh, God. And Girish is one of our regulars. Now, what to say? Akash, how do you want to handle it?
This is very bad.
When you're down, you're down.
Yeah, what to do? He needs a break, man.
Is
Yeah,
China
someone
at
else
fault?
was saying-
Is China at fault?
Someone else has asked if you think Virat should just take a break.
Yeah.
Ravi Shastri himself suggested that. Maybe that, I suppose when things aren't going your way, that could
What
be
else do you do? Like, how can you power through everything?
Yeah.
You can't power
it's
through everything
too
in
quick
life.
also. Every day you're playing almost 48 hours turnaround. There's no... Yeah, it's terrible.
And your brain is like any other organ, man. It needs a time to...
But it just shows you 2-3 years ago, this guy was top of the world in terms of cricket in all three forms. And you can struggle. So basically, when you're doing well in life as comedians, just make your money. Because, otherwise you're like me and Kunal
Just
after that.
save your money.
We have to show Pandolin to get people to look at us.
Pangolin.
Save your money. Make it and save it, guys, with the Jupiter app. Chalo.
Yeah.
Oh!
Thanks, man. All right. Rohit Atre says, for the T20 World Cup, should India go the 2007 way, sending a new team altogether,
Yes.
and leave the
क्या
veterans
सब
out?
क्रिकेट वाले पूछ रहे हैं यार अंतरिक्ष
Hey,
No way.
sorry, man.
No, way.
But we've been discussing this. All the sports lovers have been discussing this, and I think this elephant is no longer in the room. He's now open for everyone to discuss. The two big guns have failed the most after 8 games, let's say. And
one is Virat, who's the other?
Rohit Sharma. What are you? Are you nuts?
I don't know.
Who are you, child?
For me, what?
Pandolin, you know everything. 35
put up
pounds,
the
16
question
inches,
again.
plate or no plate. But you don't know the Rohit Sharma is floundering for the last 8 games. Amazing.
No, but new team, I mean, there are definitely... Are you going over form or legend?
For me, veteran is like Rahul Dravid. So I want
Right.
We'll wake you up from
I
the
want to see
coma.
Rahul Dravid and Sachin back. Correct.
Unfortunately,
We'll wake you up from
he's
the coma, right.
No, but unfortunately, he's the coach.
yeah,
So he's the one veteran that has to go.
wow.
No matter what.
He has to make the decisions also
Yeah.
for the other veterans, if you
Yeah.
like. But the funny part is, or whatever, is that they have about 6-7 guys down in the middle order who have to play. Okay, and not including Rohit Sharma at the top and Virat in the middle at 3 or 4, even as opener. So I don't know what's going to happen with this.
Like
It's a
Ishan,
tough
Surya, chalo, I can understand you'll get.
Prithvi Shaw has to come in.
Prithvi
KL
Shaw,
Rahul has to come
KL
in.
Rahul has to come
SKY
in.
has to come in.
Yeah.
Dinesh Karthik at the moment has to finish the game.
Yeah.
There's no question in my mind. So it means Rishabh Pant
So
is in
then
trouble.
Rishabh is in
Sanju
trouble.
Samson,
Yeah.
fantastic. He's still doing enough. Okay.
Joss Butler, great for
Josh Butler, now that he's Indian, as we call him, Bunty Bhai.
matter of time.
I feel like you guys are just making up
Josh
names.
to Punjabi. Josh to Punjabi hai yaar.
Sanju Samson
Come on,
can't be
Josh.
someone's name.
They're two different guys.
Oh, okay.
if
Two first
Prashant
names.
Kishore can be, then Sanju Samson
Yeah.
also can.
That's the other place the two last names went.
How y'all can destroy our heroes? I mean, what has he done, poor
Sorry,
Sanju
no,
Samson?
that's
Probably
not
never hurt a
good.
fly in his life. They just destroy our
Yo,
heroes.
he
yeah.
must have killed several flies.
Okay.
Yeah, Rohit
Yeah.
Sharma is also a cricketer.
Sixes.
No, he's commented.
Yeah.
Rohit
He's-
Sharma.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the
He's
cricketer.
common-
who's
cricketer
coming.
Rohit
Abbas, what do you think the chances of the Rohit Sharma following us?
Very high.
Very high, yes.
It is him. He confirms.
I don't know, man. He has a very Mumbaikar sense of humor. I think he would like my stand-up if he had time to watch it.
Oh,
You're so full of
yeah,
yourself.
plugging
beta.
himself.
It's
no?
almost like China has come to you. Rohit Sharma breaks IPL
Akash,
records.
you've not done one of those Mumbai Indian shows.
No, I've not done the Mumbai Indians.
At the moment, there's no show.
They need laughter at this point. No, but
Yeah, I
losing
suppose.
everything.
Listen,
I don't know.
This whole season is like my heart sinks more and more with every
Well,
match.
I'm a Rajasthan supporter, so I'm very happy. Yeah.
Good.
Because they used to give us a lot of events in the old days. Plus, there's only one Parsi. I mentioned this before. One Parsi in the IPL. There were two actually, because Mumbai kept one net bowler, but he's out now. And so the Zubin is the only Parsi.
But
He's in
do,
Rajasthan.
are there
So it's
a lot
pure
of
communalism.
Parsi kids who play
I'm all
cricket?
for communalism. I just want to point
Are
out.
Parsis, a lot of Parsis playing cricket? Is
No,
there
it's the same thing where the cricket became a lower middle class game from what it was an
Yeah,
upper middle class
right.
game.
So then
and
they
now
were like,
football,
"Nahi chahiye."
only country in the world where football is the upmarket game, no? You know that, no? Urban
Right.
India,
Yeah,
Bombay,
yeah,
Delhi,
true.
Bangalore, Chennai, go and see the rich kids play football.
Correct.
And they follow EPL,
Yeah.
and they follow La Liga, and they don't follow ISL.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on with this complex country?
Tell us,
Let's ask the king of Powai. Yeah. 7 bungalows himself.
ISL
By the way, 7 bungalows are all his, no? When they ask for the
ISL,
address.
I own the ISL.
You do?
Also, yeah.
What does it
So,
stand for?
Indian Super League.
Yeah, super.
Or
Also
soccer
international.
league.
Holy shit,
It
he
was
knew.
international Super League first, but
Yeah.
then we changed it to Indian Super
Because China pulled out.
League. Then we bought it because we
Yeah,
are
then you
Indians.
paid
and then
44 billion.
China only pulls out when it wants to thrust back
Yeah.
in.
Did you know PSL?
That's what she said.
PSL was first Powai Super League. He had to
Correct.
sell that.
Of course. Yeah, correct. Okay, let's move on to the next question.
Okay.
Aditya SK says, did you guys hear about a college offering pawn studies course? PS waiting Cyrus waiting for Cyrus to enter college like SRK and
Where to apply?
to consume.
So he's actually insulted me by it started like a nice point and then because I'm an old man,
but you're joining to attend the porn studies.
You thought
first.
SRK, no, that's a nice point he's brought up. But no, he's calling me an old creep. Okay, that's what he's saying.
Abbas, you meant like in terms of
for the porn
teaching
studies,
it, right? To teach it.
Or take
No.
it, either way.
So they want to understand like race, gender, and sex relations.
Right,
through
Antariksh.
porn. I read this article.
Boss, you
No, I read this
started
article.
the Powai Super League already or what?
I read this article.
Because it can become porn Super League. I'm just saying you can keep that as well.
There's this comedian who does porn reviews, right? Is it Tom Segura?
Dave Attell.
Dave Attell does
Someone
porn
you've
reviews.
met, apparently.
Yeah.
Dave Patel, the actor.
Yes.
Dave Patel.
Dave Attell. No, that's like American.
Dave Patel,
it's okay.
reviews
Dave
the porn
Patel.
he has done. Yes.
When he's not at the club, at the cellar doing stand-up or shooting blockbuster movies, reviews porn.
He reviews porn films from the
But
70s.
and 80s. Like he has...
Uncle is old. Be kind to
He
me.
is.
But so is Dave Attell.
I'm coming to terms with Pangolin and Pandolin at the moment. Come on, show some respect.
Dave Attell is the dirty comedian you
So he
would have
actually-
been.
No,
actually-
I actually think
if
you
you
and
had free
Cyrus,
reign, yeah.
you and Dave Attell would
really gel.
really get
In the
on really well.
90s.
Again, is this like the insult from the...
No,
Am I to understand?
No.
I mean,
Dude,
really...
Dave Attell is a comedy god. He's
hazing,
considered
right?
a comedy god.
great.
One
He's
of the
Comedy
greatest.
god.
Demigod.
When you're convincing
Demigod,
someone that
sure.
you're not insulting
Only
them,
one
that is
true
you're
God.
definitely clearly insulting them.
I think it's fantastic.
नहीं, तारीफ है. Oh, great.
He's the unholy spirit of
So after 60
Yeah,
years in the
bumping
business,
mics
I've been
is- I
told
hope
to
it's
join
good.
some chutia reviewing porn films in a basement in New York, playing with myself. That's the
No,
future.
but what are the aspects you wish to learn from this?
Like
Race,
they want to
gender?
understand, race, gender, sex, and one more word that they use. But
One more word. Money?
It's an
No,
anthropological study though. Like if you can study movies, then you can study
Yeah.
porn movies.
No,
But
it's like
is French porn
No,
uniquely
Alex,
different from
Alex,
American
No,
porn?
If you
I
want-
don't think
there
they
are
want to be
trends.
studying
There
like
will
current
be
one.
trends, right? There
If you
will
want
be
to study
trends.
penguins mating, for example, I mean, it's the act of sex. So they're looking from that point of view, and then why this penguin with that penguin? What religion does this penguin follow? Does those parents
जो
object?
बिकता है उसके
all that.
बेसिस पे कंज्यूमर क्या चाहता है वो समझ सकते हो
जो
ना.
दिखता है वो
Did you
बिकता
feel
है.
Pingu is a good name for a penguin? I always felt it was very Indian
I
sounding.
quite liked Pingu.
Pingu
Yeah.
was the
I
cartoon, no?
Closest
Yeah,
to
the
Indian,
cartoon.
Indian sounding name. And then I said, it's not an Indian name.
And it sounds like a slang for a dick.
Again there, you can't get out of there. Is it because of no food? Blood sugar level is low. What is the reason for this, guy?
Somebody called Tucker Carlson.
You want to give me the porn job? What is this
That's
guy
what he
doing
calls
wrong?
his penis.
उसने क्या किया गलत?
Look at my Tucker Carlson.
Really? This guy's been horrible today. It's only about his penis
Wow.
from the first moment.
Terrible.
There's a tucking joke there, but no. Okay.
Go for it. Now, if you
Doesn't
want to reach
Pingu
the
sound
basement,
like?
go for
Am I
it.
the only one? Doesn't Pingu sound like a slang for a penis?
It does
No,
not.
it does not.
Come on, guys.
I mean,
As
Who
somebody,
are we?
maybe yours does.
I understand.
Have you ever
pinga.
have you ever called your own thing Pingu?
No, I haven't. But it sounds like one.
But it's like just picturing your dick and saying ki it sounds like a dick. No.
In bed at the moment, Abbas goes
Which
naked.
dick are you picturing?
If Abbas's,
That's a good
if
question.
Abbas's wife in future sees this show,
Yeah,
she'll be fascinated by boss naam kya hai? 3 days will go in just a naming
If
ceremony.
he's saying it looks like a dick, what dick is he
I'm not,
picturing?
no, I'm not picturing my dick. I'm
You're picturing a dick.
Yes.
Which dick?
I don't know. It's an amorphous dick.
What is this? You're picturing a Snickers bar.
Now, are you straight or not? Because now you're all over the place. Why are you
But
picturing
amorphous-
anonymous, amorphous?
What is amorphous? How can a dick be amorphous?
It's a bit too much.
It's
adjectives
just
to
a
be-
dick in existence. It doesn't belong to anyone.
But okay.
Why are you having these thoughts?
That's what the word pingu puts in my head.
Is a white everywhere and in that
It's
there
a
is one
penguin.
dick.
You're a 5-year-old watching a penguin called
Yes.
Pingu
Are
and you
there-
think of penis.
Are
For
there
God's
balls
sake,
to this
you're
dick?
a pedophile.
No.
You're a bloody pedophile.
No, I'm not.
You're a penguin pedophile. Little penguins.
No, Cyrus.
No?
No.
Okay.
Ek sec. You are picturing a ballless dick in a void.
Okay,
Yeah.
pass.
Yes.
Okay, let's not.
These two can't be on together.
Yes,
because this is way beyond our capacity
Yeah,
right now. My
Wait,
mother,
what's
my
the-
mother
what
and your
is the-
mother listen.
Yeah,
And sometimes
correct.
they actually like it. What are we going to say? What are we going to say to them?
On the subject of penis names.
No! But
Sorry, mom.
I'm just
Sorry
saying.
for me.
But Abbas can take his time.
Are
and come back.
amorphous, not
Yeah.
amorous.
No, you come back.
I'm gonna title this episode "Mom, Don't Look at This."
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
No, not
P
this
is
one.
the great letter to start a penis name with.
let's not.
No, we'll give it a label which is so that we understand what it's all about. It's called Bade Miyan Chote Miyan or something. So, we sort of know where we are going with it only from now.
Yeah.
In the top title. Yeah.
Someday I'll tell you my penis name.
No! Okay. Last. Now I'm intrigued.
I'm not telling.
Because name is Aakash. Aakash was
time.
sky opening like that.
Next time.
This is just
Next time.
I would go with Zameen.
Zameen? That's just the land. I mean,
Oh.
wow, such a layered one. Oh my god.
Audio, phonetic one. Very good. Chalo. One of our leaders is guilty of that.
Who?
When Donald Trump was
Doland.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Let's get back to the image.
okay. DBM drums.
Horrible show, really.
DBM drums has said
DBM
thoughts.
drums.
We already talked about it. But he says thoughts on Elon Musk buying Twitter. Does this mean capitalism wins in the end? And it absolutely wins that.
Wasn't it on this only that we discussed
Also
psychopaths
in the beginning.
win? Like, all the top CEOs and all are psychopaths, right? Like everybody who's at the top is either a sociopath or a psychopath. So I think more than anything else, psychopaths and sociopaths win.
And
You know what I mean?
the pretend empathy when you're super rich, how can you have empathy? It's a little difficult because you live in such a different world, but you're always pretending to have empathy.
But
It's gotta be like
I like Elon Musk thing because
Elon.
let's call him Pingu. Pingu is a fair name, and get that other thought out of your head.
Elon Musk.
And in fact, you can use Elon for your body parts now. Okay. Because you want to be big, right?
It's Elon, if you know.
And it smells like musk.
I like that it's an E-long.
Yes. We're like drunkards. They
Yeah.
can't get out of this
Really, man.
situation. Yeah. I mean,
Why can't we get-
you're talking about Twitter here. You're on back.
Green penis energy. Elon.
There's just no hope. Sink the ship, man. Just capsize us.
Yeah, I know.
Alia, Jakta.
Let's talk about cricket again.
Why are we
So that
hopefully,
Wait,
the one clean game.
Abbas doesn't have to talk.
Aren't you
That's
a
what
free
I'm thinking.
speech absolutist? Why are you curbing my
Yeah.
free speech right
Yeah.
now?
I'm not a free speech absolutist.
It's
That's
not
Elon
the
Musk.
curbing of the free
Go to
speech.
Twitter
It's
and
the
do all
only
this.
speech. That's the problem. Have you a second speech you can give us?
I just want to ask this person, what made you think till now that capitalism doesn't win in the end?
It
Like,
always wins.
what made this the thing that made you feel?
Also, when you
Capitalism
say
wins.
capitalism wins, is he on the side of capitalism or not? Because this whole thing is capitalism, right?
I don't care what
Internet
side he's
providing
on.
and all
I
that.
like the question. It's a question can be irrespective of what side you're from.
And Abbas will bring it back to you know what, so it doesn't matter
Yeah,
what
chalo,
it is.
chalo,
You
next.
throw any question and we'll find our way back. GPS is on.
Okay.
And go.
This one, Ruben David says, Cyrus, do you think not having Pakistanis in IPL and not playing against Pakistan other than in World Cups has kept Shaheen Shah Afridi?
Shaheen. You're right.
Bro, what is it?
Shahid Afridi is
When it-
another
Shahid Afridi.
veteran.
When it comes to
Afridi.
porn and Daniel Vettori
Shahid
or whoever
Afridi
that very
and
comic
Enigma.
is, you know his mom's aunt's knickers name. But one of the best bowlers in the world, you don't know his
It's
bloody
Shahid
name.
Afridi. Isn't it Shaheen Shah Afridi?
That's his name.
That is
His
Shahid
full name.
player. It's not
Shaheen Shah.
Arey yaar.
It's not Shahid Afridi?
Gande
Many
yaar.
names can be male and female. Firdaus, Firoz,
What?
Shaheen. What the hell is wrong with
Shaheen
you? Why
Afridi
do you
is another
respect
player.
culture?
Antariksh,
Oh,
तेरे
it's
पे
a
आज
different-
तक कोई थूका कैसे नहीं?
Really? This Pawai teaches you nothing or what?
I don't know Shahid Shah Afridi.
It's only Hindus in Pawai? Is that you don't get exposure to other people?
Yeah, I guess not. Shahid Shah Afridi and Enigma to the Indian top order. He's an Indian player.
Arey.
No.
Okay.
No, he's yanking your chain. No,
I know.
He wants Abbas to make a phallic point here. So he's just waiting for that till then the show doesn't
Don't
end.
make Elon come out.
I'll just say, we'll get into trouble, but I totally miss Pakistan not playing because, it's just ridiculous, honestly.
Yeah, you want to play against everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you're
wanna see
giving
Babar.
one team an advantage.
Babar Azam, you want to see him. He's one of the best bats in the world. You want to see him bat live. You want to see this young kid bowl. He's a fabulous bowler. There's lots more talent there.
Yeah.
Rauf is fast and quick. I would love to see him against our middle order, etc.
And that's why, and 3 losses to them in the last 3 times we faced them in the
that's
World
true.
Cup. That should be
And-
enough
and
to.
exactly, considering that they are handicapped by not getting to play so many things, they're still winning. So maybe it's good. let it be that way.
No, I'm saying if we play them, we can figure them out better. That's all.
Yeah. But we had a huge.
Shaheen Shah Afridi comes and opens the
Strategy
bowling.
bana diya isne. If we play them, we'll be able to figure
He's
them
trying to
out.
find the good in the bad. What to do now in this situation.
Ruben David says, sorry for asking this question, Silvery Bhai. It's okay, Ruben. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
Okay, next.
And in future, any cricketer with 3 names or 4 names, don't give to
Don't.
Silvery. We'll
Yeah,
do it
man, what are you
directly.
doing?
Just give him one.
Come on, man. You gotta think about these things.
Prithvi will be good enough. Huh.
Alright. Aditya Shala says, Cyrus loved 99. What's your view on calling Kunal Khemu and Bumrani as guests and also doing a short table read from the movie itself?
But who'll want to listen to it? They can see the film. It's pointless. But Baman is very difficult to get because he's working day and night, 24 hours a day,
Yeah, he's very
trying to
busy.
make money. Yeah, unbelievable. There's another word for that, but he's out always
I hate
working.
hardworking people.
I like how you ignored Kunal Khemu.
No, Kunal, I've lost touch with because
Kunal
he
is
got
doing
married,
web
didn't
series.
invite me to the wedding, and after that I don't know.
Damn it.
But it was great. I
web
think he's doing
series and all,
OTT now a lot.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
doing web series.
Well, great guy. I had a great time with him. We used to work out together, discuss cricket. Very opinionated. And like some people know, he would know Shaheen Shah Afridi is the name of a cricketer. Who's
So
one
are
of
you
the-
suggesting we replace Silvery with Kunal Khemu?
with a Snickers bar?
Oh.
We don't have to go that far.
But then
Both of them.
Abbas will want to come on all the time.
Pingu, one small Pingu here, one Snickers bar there, and you and me will continue. Yeah, capitalism rocks.
We'll take the pawn class here only then.
You have just done it. You have
Sir,
just given up.
this is what we're doing
What
while
do you
you're at
think
the pawn
exactly?
class.
Yeah, my
Who will fill in while you're away?
There's no pawn left to access. Now you're done. Yeah.
Oh, pawn is pushing boundaries.
You're a
every
pawn
day.
again, as far as I can see. Chalo, agla.
Okay, last one comes in from Grim Fandango, who says, unlike India, the Westerners are quite averse to the use of apps like GPay, Jupiter,
Yeah.
etc. Basically, third-party payment apps.
Jupiter is our
Guys,
sponsor.
you're-
Okay, we will.
You know-
everybody
Correct.
uses
No,
it.
but
Can I?
No, but is it true?
I think they are a little more averse. But the thing is, I think
They are.
what has happened in India is our UPI system has become so seamless and so easy to use that it has suddenly led to the rise of
UP
way more
and
digital payments.
seamless in the same
100% agree.
sentence.
Yeah.
What a day it's been, yeah.
The NPCI has been one of the most amazing corporations in this
Yeah.
country in terms of being professional, in terms of
What
being
is
clean.
NPCI?
National Payments Corporation of India.
Okay.
They are the ones who started the UPI.
Okay, don't go there. If there's something in your mind, just let him talk now. Don't go there. Yeah.
That's a national
Beam.
Pingu corporation.
Just let him finish his point. Finish his point. Finish the show. Control. We need to medicate the guests before they come on, boss. Medicate all these guys.
No, I had a point. Apple Pay is pretty big in the UAE.
I don't know. We need
Yeah,
data to
yeah.
answer this
Apple Pay
question. How
does
do we
not
know?
like Bheem, but Bheem is different.
Yeah.
So it started with Rupee.
Yeah.
Then they went to the Bheem thing. But I don't understand why we as Indians, we really look to the West for stuff.
But their credit card system is stronger because they do credit for years before us.
Yeah, but that's also led people into a debt trap.
Correct.
So
So that's what they did.
I'm just saying generally, ये लोग जो Western लोग हैं जो ये लोग अपना गांड भी नहीं धोते पानी से, ठीक है?
What the
Like
heck?
ये
Racist
लोग
point.
Now after China, now he wants to come back to
Whole
nationalism.
world is
I'm just saying.
An Indian is saying
No,
whole
but
world is unhygienic.
I
They
see
don't
where
wash
you're
their
going.
bum. I just want to put it on
I
record.
agree. I see where you're going and I agree.
Yeah, you see where I'm going?
Exactly,
I'm so
yes.
glad.
Yes,
Support
absolutely.
from
Some
Pawai,
support.
who
Correct.
never
No,
left
absolutely.
his flat.
Aakash is saying these people who don't fucking swipe or tissue paper between their ass.
Yeah.
You expect them to swipe a card on a.
That's
But that doesn't mean you get into a phallic point here. Huh?
No, now I'm on the backside.
अभी है ना क्या ना एंड में बैक एंड की बात
Oh God, I'm never gonna hear the end of this.
Where's the white flag? I give up. I give up.
Oh, man.
I surrender. I surrender.
There's only white tissue paper.
Okay, I surrender.
Only toilet paper flowing in the wind.
Suddenly, these poignant points come to me when I make penis jokes. I think it's also demonetization. After demonetization,
Yeah,
everybody
definitely.
now wants to be on their foot so that in case something like this happens again, there is a widely used option to make payments.
So you think we have spread demonetization?
Huh?
We have spread it, is what you're saying.
No, that's why India is more easier
but
with
this
the
whole
digital
technology
payments.
is something that was very popularized in China first. Like it's gone the other
Okay.
way. It's
Are you
gone
going
Again,
back,
now
are you
back to
going
China.
back to your point again? I mean,
I spew facts like they are venom.
so you and China, him and penis, Silvery and cricket.
Pawai.
I mean, this is a show that can
love
never be
cricket.
forgotten. Yeah.
Lovely it has been.
All right.
And now
All
we
right,
should all
thank you
go
so much.
to our own homes and
Gary
Gary
Pereira
Pereira.
wants a shout out.
Hi, Gary.
Gary Pereira, hey, what's up, buddy?
shout at him.
So Gary had come to the office.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he had
Wait,
come
did
to.
we sign something? Yeah.
Yeah, he had come to the office.
What
now
did
my
you
stomach
sign?
is growling.
A check.
Oh, really?
Demonetization, bro. Gary asked for cash. I said, no, bro.
Cyrus,
Yeah.
what's
Very
the.
sweet.
Have you ever autographed a body part on somebody else?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Your own body part.
Male breast.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Abbas, don't act.
Yeah, should I?
Wait, by force. You mean
but
sign
hand thing lots of times, and half the time that it doesn't write. It's ridiculous. It's so embarrassing now because they come and say, please, I don't have paper. Right? You sign and the sign doesn't happen. The ink doesn't go on properly.
I give them a paper usually.
You
Like
carry?
I usually, in my bag I have a notebook.
Made in
I give
China,
them one
the paper?
No.
But now don't
made in
people
India.
just take selfies? Who takes autographs?
Sometimes people
anymore?
take autographs. It's a very
You'd be
nice
surprised.
feeling when
Yeah,
someone
There are
takes.
a lot of people still ask for autographs.
Really?
Yeah. And I was in Kolkata right now. Some guy took autograph. I went through his book to see who else's autograph he's taken. And I was like, oh, I actually like some of these people.
Who?
That's
Name two.
amazing.
Yeah, who was it?
It was all comics only. Like
Lin Dan, baddie champion.
No, all comics.
Okay.
All comics and still
I was
he
going
likes
with
only
Chinese
some of
celebrities,
them.
but it doesn't work.
That's why I like only some of them.
Who are the 5 comics you don't like?
Who are the five? I mean,
controversy.
3 are here.
Hey, Rishi, तेरे को गाली दिया साला.
And the other 2 will become comics soon.
Rishi is a research in charge. He's fired, by the way, because his Snickers has caused 50% of the to go down the drain. Yeah.
I don't know, but I was looking. I think that was, if you go back and see the analytics, I think that was the highest point of the show.
Yeah.
When that
Totally.
Snickers bar was on.
If Prashant Kishore was watching this, he would mark that point.
There is no way Prashant Kishore would miss this show.
Of course.
I mean, the science of politics comes
Then
out of
he'll
our
send
show.
us a PPT saying, okay, first you take out the Iranians.
The first family, you mean? Okay.
All right.
That's it then.
There's so many metaphors we can fit in this.
Oh, there's something we have to say, but before we
Yes.
end, don't forget, guys,
don't
to
forget,
download the
guys.
Jupiter Money app. See, I'm always professional. On the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. All right? And we say bye from Jupiter and us and this panel. We thank
Save
you.
money, guys.
Say it in Mandarin, no? Okay. No.
Chicken.
No. That's racism.
Chicken chili dry?
No.
Great dish.
Chicken chili dry is not Mandarin. Where is it Mandarin?
It's Chinese.
Please have a bar
I
of
went.
Snickers.
Arre, House of Mandarin is on
Chinese.
Hill
It's
Road.
Indo-Chinese.
It's Cyan. It's the other Cyan area. That's where you get
But
it.
it's good food though. Like, let's go get that.
यही चीज का तो बदला ले रहे वो लोग हमसे.
You think if China comes to India, they'll want this back? No.
That's why they want India. They ate Hakka noodles somewhere once. They ate triple Szechuan fried rice and went, ये क्या है?
So angry. Oh my God.
हमें डर है वो पेंगोलिन खाते, उनको डर है ये लोग ट्रिपल शेजवान राइस खाते.
Have you eaten their doklas in China?
Yeah.
It's nothing like us.
Yeah.
All right, bye guys. We
Bye,
have to
guys.
end. Yeah. Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps, please. We beg you, we need you. Send us your questions on Twitter on Cyrus Says In, or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
There's a quick survey to fill out on ivmpodcast.com/survey. It lets us know a little bit more about who's listening to us. And you know what? We're going to do a few prizes. So, we'll do a random drawing of maybe 10 people and we'll send you all some swag. Remember, that's ivmpodcast.com/survey where you can fill out the survey.
Are you looking for finance products and services that can enhance your personal finance experience? Are you looking for a space to talk about your financial product or service? And are you looking for a crisp talk show where the conversation is all about money? Well, your search ends here. Hi, my name is Anupam Gupta and I'm host of the Paisa Paisa podcast, and I invite you for the conversation about your personal finance on each Monday on the IVM Podcast app or the website or on any podcast streaming platforms. See you folks.